Hi, Mom. It's the July 4th, 2016 garden tour. Today we're going to pick some peas and see what's growing around the garden. So we've had quite a few peas already, and I expected that they would be nearly done by now, but they've been doing pretty well. Down below the peas, I planted some cucumbers. And the cucumbers I thought would grow up the fence after the peas were done, but the peas are taking their time in finishing, so I will have to train the cucumbers after the peas actually finish. We've got some flowers on there, but I don't see any little baby cucumbers yet. And then over here we've got some zucchinis. Looks like we've got a ripe one in there. This will be the first zucchini of the year. There we go. And I already picked some broccolis off this guy over here. Go. And also along the fence by the peas we've got a box full of bee tubes, and these are for little native bees. Usually what I see in there are leaf cutters. Don't see a lot of activity yet. I hope they come around. The peas are kind of blocking the entrance, but they should find it. They're little bees that go around and collect pollen. They fill up the tubes with pollen and eggs, and those will be next year's bees. And of course they pollinate the flowers as they're collecting the pollen. Then over here we've got some basil. Very nice smelling. And some carrots. Some of the carrots are getting pretty big. I got them in very early, and I'm happy to see that some of them are actually developing carrots. There, you can see that. And these are a type of perennial leek. They come back year after year and they divide and create more leeks. I haven't actually tried eating them yet. A garden neighbor shared them with me. So they're not quite as big as the giant store-bought leeks, but they look good enough. Just take a few more leeks for a recipe than a store-bought leek. And some lettuce that's pretty much done. We'll give that to the chickies. And our giant kale plant. Marina has some of that in her smoothie every day, and we make kale crisps and goes in other recipes, and chickens really like it too. Got a couple of those plants. And then I've had a milkweed grow here for years, and I have some that grow in other places. I always let at least one of them go for the monarchs because they really need those. Some more lettuce that's pretty much gone to seed. And some collard greens. Some more carrots tucked in there, a little tighter than I expected. It all looks so open when you put it in the ground, but now it's all filled in. And some cabbages, which are just starting to head up. That'll be our sauerkraut for the winter. Here's a chamomile. There's another Nice smelling one. Smell. This is a pepper, a very hot pepper that I believe the rabbits came and snipped off. But it's putting out some new little greens, so I think it'll actually make it and produce some hot peppers.
6 minutes.
And over here we've got some onions, which are coming along nicely. Another few weeks and they'll be done. These are the best sized onions I've had in a long time. You can see in here that there's some pretty good sized ones. And over here, we've got the garlic, which is starting to put flowers up. And that'll be done in another month. So I'll have to start planting some things in pots at home to fill in this space once the garlic's finished off, and some more things to fill in where the onions are right now. Probably some Chinese cabbage, something like that. Besides the garlic in here, there's also some multiplier onions, which are small onions. You can see them here. And we use those for spring, for green onions all spring. They're getting kind of old now. And here's our oregano, another nice smelling one. Very nice. You can see the honeybee likes that. And behind the oregano, we've got some sweet potatoes. And they seem to be taking off now. They're under the black plastic to keep them warm. And then I've got what's called row cover on top. And that keeps the rabbits from chewing off the leaves when they're really small. Once they get a little bigger, I'll take that off. You can see there's like a little depression there that'll catch the water and it'll run in there. And there's 3 different varieties. You can see the different leaves. There's the that style leaf, and then there's the ivy style leaf over there. And I lost just one sweet potato. And I had a spare one which I plugged in. So we should have a dozen sweet potato plants. About 20 pounds if we're lucky. And this is the sweet corn. At a variety of different ages here. This is the first stuff that I put in the beginning of May. There's only 3 or 4 of those very early ones that are starting to show little tassels. So hopefully by early August we'll actually have a few ears of sweet corn. That was the stuff that I put in so early, and it was cold and damp. Or I shouldn't complain about the damp, but it was cold, so it didn't germinate all but a few ears. And then I put the next stuff in at the end of May, and that's what most of this is. And that'll be ready by late August. And then I put this in, these little guys in early to mid-June. And that will be our sweet corn in September. So I think that's the whole garden. So hopefully we'll keep getting some rain and some warmth, and everything will continue to grow, and we'll get lots of vegetables. Bye.